Dun, 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 dun.
All right. Hey, Ben, it's the show.
It is.
And let me explain to you guys what that means. That means we weren't prepared because it's not even a show, really. This is just therapy for a couple of baseball fans that, well, quite frankly, need therapy.
And we can't afford it. And we can't afford professional help, so we come here instead.
So for those of you that, look at all the fancy graphics, blah, blah, blah. That's just fun. That's therapy also. I get to pose the players and when they look awesome, even when they're not doing awesome. And we have a couple of gentlemen down there at the bottom in Connor Griffin, who is the youngest signee for a flourishing Pittsburgh Pirates team. Flourishing, Ben. And then you have Colt Emerson, who's on the other side running like Tom Cruise around the bases. Still yet to see the field of play, despite the Mariners' Brendan Donovan going on the injured reserve list for 10 days. I tell you. And Pete Crow Armstrong, he's just an institution in Chicago, and he shouldn't be at this age. He's already.
And you know what's sad? He's probably going to leave.
Well, wouldn't you?
No.
Give me something. Actually, that's a really good organization to be a part of at this particular time. Where's he going to go? Don't say the Dodgers. I'll hang you up.
Where else? Who has money right now? There's like three options.
Everyone has money.
Yeah, but who's willing to spend it right now?
The Cubs? Why wouldn't the Cubs give them the money?
Because they don't spend money.
Got to spend money to make money, Benjamin.
The craziest part, and this goes back to the Cubs thing, the Cubs could have had Kyle Tucker for probably less than what the Dodgers gave him because he wanted to stay in Chicago. And they just didn't make him an offer.
Are you sure about that?
That's what got reported by The Athletic. I don't know how.
Stupid. That's fucking stupid, dude.
The report out of The Athletic was he wanted to stay in Chicago, and they just didn't do anything about it.
Oh, hey, for those of you just joining the show, it's not really a show. This is just, it's therapy, okay? For baseball fans.
We had to call it a show because,
Well, we're talking about the show, so that part of the show title makes sense. So you might as well just add the show at the end, right? I mean, it's not even clever, really, but I see here I'm wearing my Mariners hat. Ben's too embarrassed to fucking wear a Twins hat. I've never even seen Ben wear a hat of any kind, to be honest with you.
I don't wear hats usually.
Because he's got that beautiful noggin full of flowing locks. But he is sitting in the middle of hell, which is Target Field there in Minneapolis.
This is an inaccurate representation. There's way too many people here. There's way too many people here.
Those are the cardboard cutouts from 2020.
And they must be.
All right. So tell me about the Twins this week. What happened with the Twins this week?
Exactly what I said was going to happen. I told you last week that we were going to take 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. We did that.
It's good or bad. They're bad.
And then we lost the final game of that series, and then our bullpen blew back-to-back games against the Reds, and we ended up getting swept.
The Reds are good.
Our bullpen isn't.
No. I'm questioning our bullpen. I'm actually questioning, well, we'll get to Seattle in a minute, but so what were the highs and lows for talk about all phases, man. Who was
our
hot?
defense? Our defense is terrible. Brooks Lee should not be a major league shortstop ever. There's no excuse. We have like the worst defensive run saved stat in the league right now. By pretty much every defensive metric, the Twins are 30th, which the fact that they're managing to do that with Byron Buxton in center field is almost impressive. How you can be a bad defensive team when you have Byron Buxton in the middle of your outfield, I don't know. The bats are what they are. They're hot and then they're cold and then they're hot again. There's no real like solid consistency there. Keyshaw's struggling. Buxton's been up and down. Royce Lewis is hurt. Supposedly he's going to play tonight. And the bullpen's just a mess. Starting rotation's great. We have like 3 to 4 really good starters depending on the day. But the problem is, one of our good starters, who's a rookie, Mick Abel, just went on the injured list. So we're down to 2 good starters now. One of them won't be here in July. His name's Joe Ryan. He's fucking great.
Well, here's the thing. You're sitting at 500, 11 and 11. You got a plus 12 run differential. You're right in the middle of the pack as far as runs allowed.
That Red Sox series is saving our run differential. I just want you to know.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. We all have to play who's on the schedule. Yeah, the Red Sox are sitting at a minus 13. However, they are pretty close to you as far as pitching goes. They've only given up 2 more runs than your staff. But let's be honest, the bulk of the runs from your staff have been from your bullpen.
Did you watch any of the games of us against the Reds?
I watched the first one, yes.
Okay, so that's the game where we couldn't hit. The other 2 games we had leads of varying quantities and just completely blew them. No other way to say it. We had a 2-run lead in game 3 in the 9th inning, went down by a run, tied it again, and then lost by 3 in extras.
Okay. We're here in a couple of years now with the extra innings rule. Runner at second base.
As long as they don't do it in the playoffs, I don't care.
Okay, that's fair. That's how I feel about it too. I like it when it works out for us, and I hate it when it works against us.
But here's the thing. It really didn't work against the Twins on Sunday because the bullpen was terrible, and Derek Shelton has to wear that loss on Sunday because he sent Andrew Morris back out there with 28 pitches for the 9th inning.
Yeah, dude, let's talk about managers for a second.
I swear like 10 of them could get fired this week.
I was telling my brother and my father that I love Dan Wilson as a manager, but I think it might be just the idea of Dan Wilson as a manager for the Mariners. I really love the guy, and I know that he'll get fired someday, and I'm looking at it being potentially at the end of this year, and I'm going to tell you why, Ben. It's not have anything to do with the record. All right, the record, in theory, should sort itself out, but he did say in a press conference, "Oh, you have these stretches every year." No, you don't lose 8 out of 10. You don't lose.
It doesn't.
You don't get swept in 2 out of 3 series in 10 games every year. That's pushing it. But here's the problem, okay? We went out and got Ref Snyder, who's great. He's a great player. He smashes lefties. But here's the problem. Luke Raley is literally one of the best players in Major League Baseball right now. And this has been happening for the duration of Dan Wilson's tenure here. But it happened last night. In the 6th inning, the starter comes out of the game. And this is Mariners versus the Athletics. Mariners are up 3-0. When the starter comes out, it's 3-3. Tie game. They put in a lefty to pitch. And so immediately, Dan Wilson removes Luke Raley from the game and puts in Ref Snyder, who proceeds to strike out. That's fine. I don't have a problem with every pinch hitter you put in not working out. But here's the problem, Ben. We went down 3-4, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6. We're down 6-3. In the 8th inning, we're marching a comeback. Guess what scenario we have? Men on base. They put in a righty at pitcher. And then you've got Ref Snyder facing a righty with men on and Luke Raley sitting there with his fucking thumb up his butt. That is bad managing.
I noticed it in the playoffs last year, too. It doesn't seem like Dan Wilson loves Luke Raley as a player.
I have not really until this year, but he's literally scorching the ball. He's an everyday player at this point. This is not a platoon situation. Him and Dom Canzone should be in the lineup every time they possibly
This isn't
can.
a Trevor Larnach, Austin Martin situation.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And now one of the best pieces that you added in the offseason, who's been fantastic since the get, in Brendan Donovan. I've never loved him at third base. He didn't play third base last year. He's got tons of errors, but he's also now on the injured list, and he's missed more games already than anybody else on the roster, besides J.P. Crawford, who we'll talk about in a minute. What are you doing, Dan Wilson? Leo Rivas? Somebody needs to make a call down and get Colt Emerson in there. And I'm going to tell you why. If you're going to lose, you might as well bring up your new talent and get him acclimated. Here's what I see happening. This is what needs to happen. He needs to come up and start getting major league at-bats. I'm saying give him 10, 15 more games in the minors. Bring him up. Move Brendan Donovan once he comes back out to Randy Arozarena's place in left field. Make a Randy Arozarena your DH. And then platoon right field. Because Randy Arozarena in left field is a disaster. Brendan Donovan actually is a pretty decent left fielder. It's an upgrade there.
If you don't want Leo Rivas, we'll take him.
Well, I already know where you're going here because you've got Colt Emerson playing third base in minor leagues right now, which we all saw that coming. And why is that? Because J.P. Crawford comes back from injury, and he's actually pretty scorching the ball right now as well. But it's the last year of his contract, and he's not coming back. You literally just signed your shortstop for the future. So this is
hopefully.
This is JP's swan song. Well, and here's the other thing, Ben. If Colt Emerson doesn't work out at shortstop, you got Felton Celestin in the pipeline. I mean, ready to when you're about ready to give up on a Colt Emerson, he'll be ready to go. And in theory, he is another prospect that is very highly touted. That he was like a Harry Ford. You had Cal Raleigh and Harry Ford. Cal Raleigh is obviously not going anywhere, so they trade Harry Ford. This is the situation, JP
who couldn't make the Nationals roster, by the way.
Yeah, they're dumb. He is a talented kid. He was in the playoffs actually he walked off one the first game he ever played for Seattle. He had a walk-off ground ball to win the game. But I don't know, dude. I just feel like if I'm gonna watch a losing team, I need something that's exciting. And
that's how I feel about the Twins.
Base. Leo Rivas at third base
does not excite you.
Not doing it for me. I love Cole Young at second base. I love Luke Raley. But you got Victor Robles and now Donovan that are on the injured list with Bryce Miller. That's three of your huge pieces.
Speaking of managers,
I don't want to call Victor Robles a huge piece. I'm sorry, but he's a huge piece.
Speaking of managers who could get fired, not just by the end of the year, but by the end of the week, Carlos Mendoza in New York.
Oh, let's go to the that you reminded me. Let's go to the graveyard, okay? Of course, we're going to bring up the graveyard from the 14th last week. This was our graveyard from last week. No surprise with the Rockies. They're bad. The Chicago White Sox, they may never. That grave may turn old and covered with mud and grime and dirt. Boston, here's the new graveyard. There's a graveyard shakeup, man. This is crazy. The graveyard shakeup looks like this. Here's the current graveyard from last week. In just 7 days, whole new graveyard. All right. The Royals are literally the worst team in baseball based on record. Boston, borderline. I kept them there because fuck the Reds. I fucking hate the Red Sox. All right. I'll say it. Fuck the Red Sox. I hate them. They're borderline one of the top 5 worst teams, so I kept them in. The Mets are definitely Tell me about the Mets, Ben. Talk about the Mets, the Metropolitans,
They're unwatchable.
the Mets Jets scenario.
I have watched 2 games of this 11-game losing streak, and let me tell you, the 11-game losing streak makes a lot more sense when you see it. You don't even have to watch 2 games. Watch half of one, and you'll understand, oh, this is why they're terrible. Okay, first of all,
it can't just be Soto, right?
it's not just Soto. I'm telling you, it's not just Soto. There's a million problems here. So first of all, I'm pretty sure their bullpen is bad. I'm pretty sure.
They're down Edwin Diaz now.
And he didn't look great before he got hurt. I'm going to be honest with you. He didn't look great. They can't hit at all. None of them. Soto was even struggling before he went down. They seemingly cannot get out of their own way. Their starters are struggling. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this whole rotation, basically. This whole rotation doesn't make any sense. And then you factor in the Soto injury, and it's just a recipe for sadness. And Carlos Mendoza appears to have completely lost the locker room. And body language doctor Ben over here, I'm pretty sure this entire team hates each other.
Oh, I like it. Body language doctor.
Stole that from Bill Simmons.
How do you think Polanco's feeling now about his decision to take over? Alonso?
I think he sits on his porch and longingly glares to the west.
It's a long glare. That's a long.
It is. Glare. It is. I don't think he's getting much sleep. Maybe that's why he's struggling so much, because he's not sleeping well from sitting up late at night facing
maybe
due
he's
west.
One of those guys that takes a year to adjust to where he's at, and next year he'll be awesome.
I mean, that's kind of what happened in Seattle, right? He kind of sucked.
Let me ask you this: was he awesome right out of the gates for the Twins?
He came up from the minors for us. He was with us.
I mean, was he great right away?
No, but that's different. He was a rookie. I don't expect rookies to be great right away.
Well,
he's not a rookie anymore.
I know. Seems to me like he's a take-a-year guy.
But take-a-year guys have a ceiling, right? Usually.
Maybe. I mean, he is getting up there in age.
But, like, if I told you at the end of last year that he was going to be off to this rough of a start and going to be on the Mets, I don't think you would have believed me.
No, here's the deal. You know why he's not in Seattle?
He wanted a lot of money.
Cole Young.
Well, that too.
I mean, you got to look at your pieces. Eugenio Suarez not in Seattle because Ben Williamson. Well, we traded Ben Williamson and got Brendan Donovan, which is an upgrade, obvious upgrade. Therefore, you don't need a Eugenio Suarez, no matter what his strikeout or home run total ends up being. You just don't. You have to move on from that.
How weird is it that he just went right back to Cincinnati? By the way, like,
well, it makes sense. It was either going to be that or it was going to be Arizona.
Is this guy just going to play for 3 teams and just kind of ping pong between them?
Yes, I feel bad because here's the thing: if the Reds are out of it at the deadline, he's gone again. He's going to go to somewhere else.
Dude, Arizona looks like they might have it together. He might go back to Arizona.
He's a hired hand, dude. Like, that's what he's becoming. And that makes me a little bit sad because he's a really, really likable and awesome team clubhouse guy.
I think the Reds should hang on to him even if they're out of it.
Yeah. The Reds.
I don't think they're going to be out of it, by the way. I think that Reds team is really good. I don't think they're going to be out of it. They're going to be fine. Like, they may only win 86 games, but I think they're going to win their division. It's them or Milwaukee, right? And Milwaukee looks like they're going to be a mess. So, and I don't trust this Pirates team at all. If you're managed by Don Kelly, I just don't trust you. Talk to me in August. Like, I feel the same way about the Pirates.
Dude, the Pirates have a really, really good young pitching rotation.
They're a year away.
Headed by Paul Skeens. I agree. But they also have a really good core of unique batters. O'Neal Cruz is excellent.
Designated hitter to the
love-
stars should not be in center field.
Well, that's one thing. That's for another conversation. But the guy at the plate, which is the biggest part of the game, scoring runs, he's legit, and I would take him in a heartbeat. Connor Griffin coming up. Who's that other kid? Yeah, they got 3 or 4 really, really talented bats, and there's definitely room for success, especially in that division. Now,
do you want to know what I think happens to the Pirates?
Go ahead, tell me.
I think they're going to show flashes this year with that young core that you just mentioned. And I think they're going to ultimately end up being kind of disappointing. Don Kelly will lose his job and the Pirates will go get a real manager, Pinocchio. And then next year, they're going to be really good.
All right. I'm fine with that. I don't think they're sellers at the deadline either way.
No, I don't either. I think they're going to stand pat, but I don't think they'll be out of it at any point. Not like they were last year, but I don't, even if they make the playoffs, I don't see this team doing anything. They're not winning that division.
What's going on with the Phillies? They made old. A big deal and re-signed Schwarber, who's old as dirt, but they are really old.
And Real Muto. Don't forget about JT.
Yeah, they're aging out right now, and I mean these guys were in the final for the pennant a couple of years ago.
They were in the World Series a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So what gives?
They're old. And Dave Dombrowski took the Les Snead with the Rams approach. Instead of fuck them picks, he said fuck them prospects, and has sold the farm and gone all in on this team that is now old and they can't pitch. They paid Zach Wheeler a shit ton of money and it hasn't worked. Look. And Ranger Suarez doesn't look great, and none of this looks great. Jesus Luzardo, who they just paid a ton of money to, can't keep the ball in the ballpark. And when you have multiple guys with an ERA over 5, you're not going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, I realize it's early yet. But there really should be no team that's 9 games back. Mets, I'm looking at you.
I mean, the Mets are dead, right? I think we can say that now. I think the Mets are just dead.
But the Phillies are right there, dude.
I mean, they got one foot in the grave.
Here's the thing. I don't know that I can call the Mets or the Phillies dead with the rosters that they have. I mean, anyone could make a surge, but when you're
the more likely team to surge is the Phillies.
When you're 25 games in and you're down almost 9 games.
If I had to bet on one of those teams to surge, it'd be the Phillies, because the back end of that Phillies bullpen is really good.
That's
the back end of
that's alarming. You know what else is alarming?
The state of the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, we'll get to the Royals in a minute because we owe them some time. Minus 34 run differential. Holy shit. Already. Not quite as bad as the Phillies, which are, I think, minus 42. Yikes. So
they can't pitch.
The Athletics that are currently in Seattle for a series are leading the AL West right now.
Is this a 5-alarm fire for you?
No, because it's April.
Okay, if it gets to July and it's still the A's are in first, where are you on your panicometer?
I'm in the graveyard with these other teams, dude.
Okay, but what if the Mariners are like 2 games out in second place?
I don't care. If the A's are ahead of us in July, I'm going to unalive myself. You heard it here.
Oh my God.
I will unalive. Actually, I'll wear my A's hat. These fuckers don't have a ballpark. They don't even have a destination. They don't have a home.
No, but they got a really good roster.
They don't even have Brent Rooker. What's going on? The A's? Come on.
They have a fuck you about them that is so powerful.
That's it, dude. They're on house money, literally. They're in a stadium that they don't care about. They can shit on the walls if they want to. They're I like them, dude. I
Dude,
kind of like them.
here's a hypothetical for you, and I don't think this is going to happen. I just want to give you this scenario. What if they make a run to like the ALCS this year?
Well, it would have been nice.
They got to stay in Sacramento, right? At that point,
Ben, because no, the stadium's already underway, dude.
did they finally break ground on that mess in Vegas?
They have to. They can't sit there for 3 years in Sacramento. No, unsustainable.
I thought that they delayed the groundbreaking on the Vegas thing again.
Current.
I mean, forgive me for not keeping up with Vegas A's news.
The Athletics new stadium.
The Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas A's.
First of all, this thing looks like it's going to be beautiful. All right, the Athletics new 2,033,000 seats.
2 billion?
For only 33,000 seats, Ben.
What?
On the Vegas Strip is under construction with foundation work completed and the vertical steel structure is beginning to take shape. The site of the former Tropicana Hotel is scheduled for completion ahead of the 2028 Major League Baseball season, featuring 5 overlapping shells designed to resemble baseball pennants. This is going to be a state-of-the-art ballpark. It's going to feel like you're playing in the College World Series in Omaha with only 5,000 more seats. This is a Major League Baseball team. This tells me that you could, with a few $1 million, have a professional baseball team in Omaha. Just tells me that.
Or it's going to feel aesthetically corporate and fake, and nobody's going to show up.
Either one's a possibility. State of the art either way.
I mean, Allegiant Stadium is considered state of the art, and nobody likes that place. So,
well, yeah, I suppose there's different state of the arts. One's more for the fan experience, and one's more for the player experience. If you can nail them both, hats off to you.
Look, do I think this thing's going to look really cool? Yeah. Do I think it's going to be fun to go to? Probably not, because it's still owned by John Fisher.
No, you know what's awesome? Here's the thing that's awesome. I don't want any negativity on this because, well, they're the A's. They have enough of that. So let's look at the positives. Ben Shrewsbury's got $800 or $900 in his pocket. Twins weekend series in Vegas. $150 flight from Minneapolis directly to Twin City. It happens. It happens.
They tell me to get bent for $150
on Southwest. It happens all summer long. I don't know this summer because of the stupid ass admin. Hey, what a great opportunity to talk about the new show coming up. Tell me about this situation, Ben. Then we'll get back to the A's.
We are launching a new show, and I should have sent Damon the logo beforehand. I didn't do that. That's my mistake. Because we could put the graphic up, but too late now. Shrewsworthy's coming back. It got 3 episodes a bunch of years ago. We're bringing it back, a little bit of a different format. It's going to be Fridays at 6 Central, tentatively speaking. Could be every other week, could be every week. We'll see. Probably this Friday, maybe next Friday. It kind of depends on some job stuff.
And what does the content of this show look like?
Well, it's Shrewsworthy, so it's going to be probably whatever I want to talk about, mostly political related.
Oh, there it is.
Because this fucking administration is going to kill me.
They're going to kill you?
Well, maybe literally for some of the stuff I'm going to say on the show, but
Yeah, that sounds Charlie Kirkish.
Yeah. Are we sure this administration had nothing to do with that?
We're not. We are not sure.
I'm going to have you on the show, and we're going to just do a deep dive on that one week.
I'll bring my AI friend Miles with me.
Don't do that. He's not welcome.
Why not?
I don't allow robots on
He
my
has
show.
facts. He has facts, bro.
He has whatever algorithm is feeding him.
Oh, now you're deep in the conspiracy theory that AI is corrupted by. If it was corrupted by anybody, it'd be corrupted by liberals. Let's be honest.
Sam Altman is not exactly a liberal.
I know, but if you ask any AI about smortion, they're like, well, it's a woman's right to choose. Obviously, I'm like, yeah, it is obvious to me, but like half of the population's like, no dice, and then they're very adamant about it. So
see, okay, I'm gonna go on a mini rant. Here's your preview of Shrewsworthy, folks.
boop 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 boop.
Here's the deal. Okay, the problem with certain things going on in this country is certain things have been made political issues that shouldn't be.
Like smortion?
Like smortion. And, who you're allowed to marry and who you're not. That's been made an issue.
They just sweep it under the rug, Ben.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. More illegal wars. That's what they say. More illegal wars. Anyway, I'm done.
You know who was an A's fan?
Who? I thought you were going to say the president of the United States.
Oh, God, no. I don't think he's a fan of anything. He's a fan of himself.
Are we doing a Shrewsworthy segment right now?
Look, this is the show. We do whatever the fuck we want. It all comes back to baseball, obviously, but it's therapy, remember? This is not a real show.
Do you remember when George Bush threw out the first pitch in the 2001 World Series?
He was pretty good. He fucking had a pretty decent arm.
Yeah, and then he tanked the country for 7 years.
Well, I think that was more Dick Cheney than anybody.
Well, yes, it was, but his name's attached to it.
Well, yeah,
he let it happen.
He was the man. But
former owner of the Texas Rangers, fun fact, George Bush.
Yeah, who are surprisingly okay this year. Not quite as good as the Athletics.
They're very mediocre, aren't they?
Mind you, but that whole division is crashing out. What's the best division in baseball right now?
Probably the NL West.
Because
the Diamondbacks don't look awful.
How about the NL Central, buddy?
Central's a mess, other than the Reds.
Dude, they're separated by 2 games, the entire division.
Yeah, it's close, but other than the Reds, is there really a team in there that you trust beyond next month?
Hey, I'm just talking, we're living in the moment, bro. Like, we already,
that's cute, but I'm serious.
We know the Dodgers are already going to win the World Series. So, we are not living for tomorrow. We're living for right now in this show. We're talking about what's happening now. That's why we do it weekly. If we were going to do what you're doing, let's just wait till the end of the year. We have to go by now. If you want to say things like, hit me up again in August, that's fine. I can handle the crass snark, if you will. I'm fine with that. But we are going to live in the now. And right now, the NL Central is banging, dude. They're separated.
Okay, which team in the NL Central are you most confident in then?
Well, you got to look at the bottom team was very deep in the playoffs last year. That's the Milwaukee Brewers. The fact that the Cardinals traded away their best player, Brendan Donovan, and they're still only 1.5 games out of Cincinnati, who's got 15 wins, 1 less than the Dodgers. I'm on board with the whole scenario. And the thing about the Reds is they're doing this whole 15-8 thing with the -3 run differential in scoring versus.
They're also mid rebuild. That's the crazy thing. This team's not even fully together yet.
Dude, they got Suarez. They got Ellie De La Cruz is a superstar. He is a superstar.
Yes. I just hope he stays there.
Oh boy. I mean, we can say that about anybody these days except the Dodgers. We know once a Dodger, you're not going. I mean, unless unless you.
No, I think Mookie might go back to the Red Sox at some point.
Do you? I think
I don't think he
Mookie
likes
his 5th title in a row. He's just gonna be like, yeah, I'm good. Why would you go back to the Red Sox after you fucking win 5 titles?
Because
maybe for one day to retire.
What I think is going to happen happens, the Red Sox are going to have their shit figured out in a couple of years. Now, I will say there is a caveat with that. If there's a salary cap after this year, the Red Sox might be fucked.
Yeah, let's look at the top of the AL East. You got the Yankees. Tampa Bay is only a game out, and Baltimore is only 2.5 out. So,
what do you trust in that mess?
Well, the thing about the AL East is every team in the AL East has a negative run differential except the Yankees, who I believe are 3rd in run differential at plus 28.
And it's really hard to trust Aaron Boone as a manager.
He was absolutely crushing the ball. The fucking Braves, dude. The Braves are absolutely...
we are officially on challenger watch for the Dodgers title with the Braves.
Well, and here's why, dude. They're doing. This is frustrating for me, Ben, because they were so bad last year. They were
injured to hell.
They got some pieces back, but they're doing this year what I thought the Mariners would be doing, which is timely hitting, mashing the ball. The Mariners mashed the ball last year.
You could still do that.
Is what let them down. And now the Mariners pitching staff is top 3 in baseball. They were middle of the road last year. And the Mariners offense, dead last in OPS.
I mean, your offense is going to figure it out. You have too much talent. I don't know that you're like Braves level in terms of talent, because the Braves have like a superstar at just about every position. People forget Matt Olson is on that damn team.
Yeah.
Because they shut him down in July last year because they were out of it.
Yeah.
By the way, I looked today. The Twins have the number 3 pick in the draft.
Sounds about right.
I'm already looking to the draft. That's how
I always look
hanky I am.
We got College World Series coming up too. I need to start talking about that. I need to start looking into that because I don't want to be ignorant when that comes around for this show. Because these are the future stars. I mean, let's keep in mind, Cade Anderson. He's coming up.
I mean, historically speaking, yes. Now, there have been cases where guys get drafted right out of high school. But
for sure.
A lot of those guys go back. I mean, a lot of those guys don't sign and they go back. That is one thing. So we've been talking about what we think this new CBA is going to be. I have a write that down prediction for the new CBA. I think they're going to limit signing bonuses for these draft picks. Because right now there's no cap on them.
What would be the benefit of that? Who does that benefit?
The team.
The players certainly don't want that.
The team, the owners will. The players will give that up in exchange for no salary cap.
All right. Let's talk about the Royals.
Oh, my God.
The Royals.
Salvador Perez might ask out. That's where we are.
Oh. I don't want to live in that world.
What if he's a Mariner?
If Cal Raleigh.
He's your backup.
With Mitch Garver.
Garver would probably go in the deal.
Well, that would be pretty cool, actually. Salvi's one of my favorite non-Mariners of all time.
Now, I don't know I don't know how the hell you convince either one of those guys to take a day off, but
well, you'd have to rotate, dude. You'd have to look at the current Mariners roster and say who absolutely wants Cal, and then be like, oh, by the way, this guy has been doing this at this level nearly for almost a decade longer. And by the way, he's one hell of a hitter too. So
and by the way, he's
catching, the other guy's DHing. unless there's
He's
a
like one of the
scheduled game.
greatest like locker room leaders in the history of Major League Baseball.
Dude, he's one of the greatest. He's still, after every game, there's a location in Kansas City where he comes out and signs. Like the fans will wait for him, and he'll come out after every game, win, loss, draw. He'll fucking sign.
Yeah, he pretty much still acts like he's a rookie in terms of how he interacts with fans.
He is. I don't want to say the GOAT, but he is one of the.
He's the greatest Royal ever, right? Like it's not close now.
George Brett. I mean.
Yeah, but George wasn't the leader that Salvi is.
No, George was kind of a jerk, but I'm telling you right now, as much as the Royals fans love Salvi, they're not going to let you get away with that. They're just not.
I mean, I've seen it on Royals-centric media that they're discussing it now, that it's a debate now.
Well,
that's Royals fans talking about that. Here's
what I would say to that. I would say, if you were born before 1995, you're probably a George Brett guy. If you were born, well, I'll say 90. If you were born after 1990, when did Salvi come into the league? I don't know. There's a pretty
early 2010s.
There's a pretty big gap there, where they were filled with not awesome players.
Mike Moustakas and
Gordon,
Kevin Kuzminoff, Billy Butler.
Billy Butler was awesome. Brett Saberhagen,
Eric Hosmer.
Oh, he was great.
Until he went to San Diego.
Who was the pitcher that went to San Diego? Or came?
They had a few. James Shields?
No, big name. Danny Tartable, another big Royal.
Zach Greinke?
That's the one. Yeah,
he went to San Diego. No, he went to. Where did they trade him to?
He went to.
They didn't trade him to
places. He played in a couple places, but
well, Zach Greinke, talk about an asshole. I mean. Asshole.
Okay, why are the Royals so bad? Let's dissect it.
I think they're off to a really bad start, and I think that manager has pretty much lost the locker room, because when you're fighting with Salvador Perez, I don't know who you're not fighting with. And they tried to come out in the media and say it's all good. I don't believe them, because that's never the case. Nothing gets squashed that quickly, because they had an issue publicly the day before and then came out the very next day and said it was all good. That's not how real life situations work.
That's really not. The only two teams that are scoring less than the Royals. Any guesses?
Chicago, maybe, unless Murakami's buoying them.
Giants and the Mets. The Mets are the lowest scoring team in baseball.
Look at that lineup. How is that possible, even without Soto?
It's another one.
Boggles the mind.
Can it sustain? Is this the way it's going to be?
I think this is who the Mets are. I think the Mets are just going to suck.
Well, it's certainly a possibility, dude.
You don't lose 11 straight at any point in the season and just recover from that.
Right.
Whether it's in April or in August. And Carlos Mendoza could get fired if they get swept by the Twins.
Here's the deal. Let's talk Mariners, because I want to get out of here. I got an appointment I got to get ready for.
I think your team will be fine. They're not right now, but they will be.
Right now, I'm in the point where I don't even care. I'm just watching it, and I'm not getting too excited. The Portland's got 3 more games to lose before they're out of the basketball playoff.
Hey, did you see that Wolves-Nuggets game last night? That was crazy.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. I'm actually cheering for the Spurs, which sucks because they're playing my team right now. I want the Spurs to win, but we all know, again, OKC is capable of winning every
atomic annihilation.
Every game in the playoff, they're capable of winning it. Has anybody ever full swept?
They might.
I don't think they will. because I think just sheer will gets it done for at least one of these teams, especially
In at
if
least
they have
one
to play
game.
San Antonio. I want that series. I want San Antonio and OKC in the conference final. That's what I want. And I kind of
Imagine
want Detroit. Anyone. I want Detroit. Detroit San Antonio is the finals that I want.
do you know how good the San Antonio, Denver, or San Antonio, Minnesota series is going to be?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good NBA.
Like, either of those series are going to be
and that's hard for me to
awesome.
say right now because the NBA kind of sucks. But playoff time, shit heats up.
Playoffs change things. The bad teams are gone. Well, the Magic are still here, but the bad teams are gone.
They beat. Let me remind you, they beat Detroit in game 1.
Pablo Banchero and a whole lot of who the hell knows.
Anything can happen on Halloween, Ben.
It's April, buddy.
Yeah, it's kind of so you get what I'm saying. They're not going to win.
Sure.
Detroit's going to win that series.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mariners, dude. Like, they blew a 6-run lead in San Diego for the Vetter Cup, which is the last thing that we talked about on last week's episode. They lost all 3 games of the Vetter Cup, and there are only 4 left, so they're probably not going to retain the Vetter Cup in the second annuals thing. Now, what I didn't tell you last week was I believe the Vetter Cup is a charity, raises money for some illness. I don't think it's ALS, but it's something like that. So it's a good cause. It's a stupid thing, but again, we both agree there needs to be more of these trophies that are passed around from team to team.
It's like the college football rivalries.
Yeah, it'd be cool if like at least, there was, I don't mean like every series for every team needs to have one, but it'd be kind of cool. Be kind of add another little
Minnesota and Milwaukee should have one.
Absolutely. Chicago White Sox and Cubs should have one. That's a no-brainer. Like the Angels, Dodgers should have one that never leaves the Dodgers building.
Never.
Dude, have we even talked about the Angels on this show ever?
I don't think so. Mike Trout is awesome.
He is awesome. I think he hit 5 home runs in a 4-game series at Yankee Stadium this past week. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Still one of the best players in baseball, despite everything.
Until what
I thought he was done after
what annually happens to Mike Trout at some point in the season.
Until he
months
ruptures his left cuticle or something. I don't know.
Dude, I will eat testicles of some type if Mike Trout plays 150 games this year.
I was going to say, be really careful what you say next.
150 games. If he plays 150 games.
You know what's crazy? He might play 130 and win MVP.
I'll eat balls. Boy, MVP. I don't know. That seems unimaginable that it's going to be anybody but Aaron Judge after what Cal Raleigh did last year and didn't win. Dude, I don't.
Los Angeles, baby.
Like, here's the thing. I still don't understand it, Ben. Like, you get beat on from pitchers. He caught more innings than any catcher in Major League Baseball last year. He did things no catcher has ever done before, and it wasn't enough to beat an average Aaron Judge season. Give me a break, dude. Give me a break. On what planet?
It's Steinbrenner money, buddy.
What?
Hard to beat it.
What planet?
I agree with you.
Well, somebody's going to hold me to that. Oh, are you going to get the balls? Okay, just for the record, I've eaten Rocky Mountain oysters before, and they're delicious. So this is not a problem. But Mike Trout ain't gonna play 150 games this year, so we don't even have to worry about it.
Oh. Now
No,
watch,
like
he's gonna
no.
get to a watch, he's gonna play 149 and really edge you there.
Yeah, he will be.
He's really gonna put you on the edge of your seat for the last couple games of the year. You better hope the Angels are dead by July.
Well, this turd is a Angels fan living in the city of. So,
Yeah, you better hope the Angels are dead in July, bud.
guys, thanks for
That's
the
when
comments. If you are watching this and you have a Major League Baseball team, particularly if they're in our graveyard, send us a goddamn comment. How are you feeling? We're both
the Angels will end up in the graveyard at some point. I can promise you that.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to tell you right now. They're not removed. They're just hidden behind one of these other teams. So all I have to do is hit shift and they'll move. It'll move back in. I'm not ever removing them from this graphic because they will be at the bottom.
When you're Artie Moreno is your owner, you have no chance. Just generally speaking.
Who have we not talked about? The White Sox? Not worth it.
Well, there's nothing to talk about.
Not worth it. The Miami Marlins? Damn, dude.
They're fun.
They're fun. They're +1 run differential. They're pretty much even Steven.
They're a hilarious baseball team to watch. They're hilarious.
Oh, I love their ballpark.
They're a comedy.
That's a fun park to watch a game in.
Here's a trick. If you ever want to watch a baseball game, but it's like two bad teams playing, watch it like it's a comedy. You'll feel better.
All right. How's this for you, Ben? In the AL West, the A's are leading. The Astros are dead last. They're the only two teams in the division with a minus run differential. Baseball's crazy, dude.
Your division's upside down.
It's crazy.
I don't know what's going on there. If the A's win that division, I'll lose my mind. First of all, it'll be a topic on Shrewsbury if the A's win that division.
Diamondbacks?
Cool story, bro.
They're a snake without a bite right now. Like, let's just be honest. It's a fancy name.
The Padres are doing what the Padres always do in April.
The dads, they're hanging out just below first. The dads.
Yeah, they're doing what they always do in April, which is flirting with being good, and by June, they'll be dead.
And is anyone at all surprised that the Rockies are already eliminated from playoff contention? No, they are not. Boy, we're getting a surge of viewers right now. What's going on?
I'm telling you right now, I think the Rockies may actually break the loss record this year. That's how
they're not in the graveyard yet. Or they have been. Again, they're one of those teams that are, I think they're behind the Phillies. If I move the Phillies out of the way.
Well, you know, they want their spot back.
And I'm telling you, I'm not going.
They want their spot back. The Rockies want their spot back.
Well, I think Philly is likely to give it up. The Royals, how long are you going to stay here? Boston, how long are you going to stay here? You were basically honorable mention because there's a bunch of teams knotted up with 9 wins. But again, fuck the Red Sox. That's why they're there.
White Sox, you belong here.
White Sox, we may as well cement that little circle down there.
The Mets, too.
I just keep hoping that the Mariners don't slip into this.
I thought you were going to say you hope the Mets get out of it. And I'm like, why?
No, fuck the Mets. Who cares about the Mets? I hope the Royals get out of there.
I thought you were about to, like, suck off Juan Soto for 10 minutes straight and I was going to puke.
I could only suck off Juan Soto for about 12 seconds before he filled my throat with magical goo.
I think you should end the show now before you get us in trouble again.
I mean, again, okay. So for those of you that are watching, and there are a lot of you now, this is not a show. It's not a real thing that we take
This is a
serious.
mess.
We do this either Sunday or Tuesday, typically every week, and you can find the past episodes. We always have a graveyard. It's always got the most updated terrible teams. And then we talk about our terrible teams. It's therapy, okay? It's not a show. It's not there's no agenda. We come in here and we say, what did we watch in baseball this week? We don't have any notes. There's no notes. We just say
I had
okay.
notes for the first 3 weeks, and then I figured out you didn't have any, so I stopped taking them.
We're like, let's go. Let's just go. I'm ready to hit live. Are you ready to hit live? Oh, it's not an even time. It's not 45 after. It's 3:28 or 3:38. Sure, let's go. Therapy starts when therapy starts. And quite frankly, this has been very therapeutic. I actually feel better about tonight's pending loss. Castillo's not good, dude. He's not good anymore. You can have him and Crawford next year.
I'll take JP, but I don't want Castillo.
Dude, that's $36 million that you guys will not spend. I promise you.
I don't think JP is going to ask for that much money.
Well, he's getting 15 right now. What do you suppose he's going to get?
How old is he?
I don't know, 28, 29, 30?
JP is only 30?
I don't know. He is the longest tenured Mariner. And he is 31.
Dude, he might get a bag.
He's got another contract in the wings, but it ain't going to be for Seattle.
It ain't going to be for Minnesota. He might go to the Mets.
Why?
Because everybody else is.
You remember who drafted him?
Oh. Oh, yeah, they did.
That's his rookie card. That's the...
I mean, I think the Phillies are pretty happy with their shortstop solution at the moment.
The Philadelphia Phillies. We should give this away.
You know, I thought JP Crawford was like 34 until now.
No, he's still... Dude, here's the thing. You remember how Jeter had all this praise for being a great shortstop? He never really had the range, but especially towards the end of his career, he particularly didn't have any range, and he still made the all-star teams at shortstop. Do you remember this?
Yes.
That's J.P. Crawford's story right now. He's a Gold Glove winner. And if you look at statistics from last year, I think he was the second worst defensive shortstop. And by all stretches, I wouldn't have known that unless I looked at the stats. It sure didn't seem like it. Sure seemed like he had a laser arm. But when you're looking at the statistic, all that they're looking at is the range of motion for these players. Mm-hmm. All right. Here's the deal. I'm working on booking the Dames Marv show. I've got George Pilgrim from Tammy and the T-Rex and a couple other movies he did with Paul Walker and Denise Richards. He's a fascinating, polarizing Hollywood character. There's a book about a scandal that he was involved with that I have, and I haven't read it. And I know that he'll give me shit when he's on the show for not having read it, so I got to read it. I've got Brandon Lee Cox. He is a cinematographer, and there's just a bunch of random things coming up. So I don't know exactly what season 2 of the Dames Marv show looks like, but what I do know is we just finished up the 4th season of Two Marks and a Spark. They got a new look. Season 5 always is the first episode after WrestleMania. Ben, talk about WrestleMania and then what you have in store for season 5, and then we'll be done.
WWE's in the shitter, man. Mania was terrible. Look,
D
if it weren't,
you guys gave it a D, didn't you?
Yes, we gave night 1 a D, and Russ gave night 2 a C. I was not that friendly. And some of that was because they made me watch 2 nights of it. I'll be honest. Some of that was just they wasted my time.
Is it? Let's talk about this for a second. If there's something I love, like I'm just going to use the show Shrinking on Apple TV. If I love that, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to have a 2-night finale," I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude, yes!" And they're like, "It's going to be long." I'm like, "Yes." You guys are.
It's going to be loaded down with sponsorships and ads.
You guys are fans. Is that the problem?
Yes.
Is that why you hate it? Is that what makes it so unbearably terrible?
There's ads after every match on WrestleMania. That's the problem. That didn't used to be a thing.
Well, especially when you're paying for it. That's seems problematic.
Yeah. People are paying $30 a month for the ESPN Unlimited streaming service to watch these shows, or they're paying for Netflix if they don't live in the US, and you still have to watch ads.
It ain't right, Ben. Anyways, 2 Marks and a Spark every Sunday or Monday. Probably
AEW is great. AEW is awesome. I love AEW.
Collision.
I don't like Collision. I like Dynamite.
AEW.
Yes, but Collision is the B show.
Oh my God! Talk out both sides of your. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know any of it, so I swore I was going to watch WrestleMania. I just couldn't. There was Mariners the first night. Then Mariners were concluded for the second night, but it was Spurs Blazers game 1. I can't.
And on top of that, you'd heard the night before was Drek.
Well, I knew that Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll were going to be on there, and I knew that.
You have the Jelly Roll graphic.
I have. Here's what I can give you. I do actually have it.
The Jelly Roll.
Why? Why do I have Jelly Roll?
Why do you have Jelly Roll? By the way, you may not need him anymore because he may be done with the company. So, you know.
Hey, guess who's not going to play 150 games this year?
Mike Trout.
Michael Trout. That's correct.
Well, and Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is also not going to play 150 games this year.
That's a given. All right. I hate to leave you all, but you missed most of the show. We got a little political. I would have thought the numbers would have dropped at that point, but they soared, which is good for Shrewsbury coming up maybe Friday.
Can we take Jelly Roll off the screen? He's pissed me off.
He's doing the.
Yeah. And if you don't take him off the screen, I'm going to take me off the screen.
There's more, though.
Oh, boy. Billy, you're back.
Billy Mize. Why are the numbers of people watching jumping right as we're closing out? This sucks. All right. I suppose go catch the recap, which will be posted forthwith on our YouTube channel. Every Tuesday or Sunday, we do this. So
I think we can do it Sunday this week if you want to.
We can, because the whole Russ thing he can't do till Monday with the other show. So
I don't know what I have going on Sunday elsewise is the problem.
How about you just say that we're doing the show and then we'll fucking do it? How about that?
Because I don't know what other commitments I have outside of my house.
Commit to this, and then you have this, and then when the next thing comes up, you can say, I already have committed to that. Isn't that how?
It'll be at about 10 o'clock Central.
Work, dude. These numbers, they keep going up, and it's all from X and YouTube. Got some YouTube viewers.
Okay. Anyway. Probably Sunday, sometime after the Sunday night baseball game is over.
All right, let's look one last time at the graveyard, and then we'll hang it up.
And laugh at the Mets one more time.
That's this week's graveyard. That was a big change from week to week. That was last week. The White Sox are the only one that stay in their position.
I presume the only team that's going to move next week is Philly.
All right. That's a good prediction. I think the Red Sox may be out of it, but fuck the Red Sox. I might put them in there just out of spite.
That's not how the graveyard works, Damon. You wouldn't let me put the Twins in there out of spite.
I know. But remember, you were going to make a Twins graveyard graphic to put behind you.
You said you were going to make it for me.
Actually,
And then
you know what? You don't need to do that because it already is a graveyard. You just need to find a stadium when it's empty.
That's true.
And put that behind you.
I should also find it when it's like storming and the tarp's on the field.
There you go. No baseball will be played here. All right, guys. We're just drowning in our own vomitous swill at this point. So take with you the image of me blowing Juan Soto and him releasing his man juice into my face hole after about 9 seconds. Take that with you.
I'm so sorry for his behavior.
See you on the show next.
Please don't ban us, YouTube.
See you on the show next Tuesday, you cocksuckers.